So it's time for Diary of a Content Creator. I'm creating this video to share the journey of content creation because many, like myself, I had no idea what was involved when I became serious about content creation. When content creation, I started to look at it as a business for me. And the truth is, you don't know what you don't know. But this I will share. I feel like a new hire, and I feel like I'm getting on the job training for every position in content creation. And occasionally, I'm taking time or I'm finding time to actually create content. So I started the new channel that I have right now, Time to Pivot. I started that channel from looking at it from a business angle because I was interested in becoming a content creator to share AI for beginners. I've recently lost my job unexpectedly. I was not expecting to not be working, and I'm a worker. I have to do something. So I figured with my background in technology, and my previous experience with actually having fun with the channel, because I have another channel. I think it's T-Pone Loves Fashion is the name of that channel. But that one was fun because I love walking. It is a thing. It's a thing. It's a thing. I encourage everybody to walk. I love it. And I started that channel based on that because it was fun. So I was trying to encourage people to walk. So I would, use my videos to encourage people to walk and, show people that I'm walking and everything. But anyway, short story shorter. So this time around, though, I came into creating a channel with a purpose, like a true purpose. I wanted to find an audience that was interested in learning AI and they had little to no knowledge of AI. And then with my technical background, I figured it would be, a good transition. Well, what I didn't realize is that I was signing up to become an entire production team only to publish videos that just a few people saw. And it led me to really ask whether or not YouTube was truly the best platform, for my goals. Was it really the platform that I needed to use for my goals? Because as new creators, you find yourselves on a never-ending treadmill of trying to get content, trying to find an audience, chasing subscribers, trying to get views. And then on top of that, you're trying to keep up with the ever-changing algorithms, right? And then if that's not enough, we're suddenly thrown into the driver's seat and we're expected to wear 1,000 hats we've never even imagined. I had no idea that we would need. So you become the director, the writer, the production assistant, the videographer, the photographer, the editor, and the marketer. And then somehow this list continues to grow as you learn more. So we spend hours trying to come up with an idea. Then you have to get camera ready. Then there's the recording, the editing, the creating a thumbnail, and then trying to figure out how to market the content. I think that's the biggest deal, trying to figure out how to market your content. And then you go through all of that, and then you finally publish your video and it only gets a little few views. So that can be frustrating because you want to see immediately, you want to see the fruits of your labor. So it can become frustrating. It can make you feel like you're getting burned out, and then it can make you question the quality of your content, right? Your goals, whether YouTube is even the right platform. I was like, maybe what I need, maybe my audience is not on the YouTube platform. And maybe this platform is not the platform I need to accomplish my goals. So it can make you want to quit, right? It can make you want to just say enough is enough and I'm out. Peace, I'm out. But don't throw in the towel. I've said this before. And I don't think that I'm the only person who has felt this or who has gone through this or who's been frustrated by this process. But instead of quitting and instead of continuing to run on this same treadmill, do you know what I did? I decided to pause and have a transparent strategy meeting with AI about my YouTube journey. Can you believe that? I did. I chose to have or call a strategy meeting with AI about my new YouTube journey. And here's what happened. Okay, so I'm not going to make this a teachable moment because that's my platform, teaching AI to beginners. But I'm not going to make this a teachable moment. Although I did use AI to work through some things. I used AI to work through these things, and like I mentioned, the reason that I had pulled together the meeting was because I was lost and I was frustrated and I wasn't really sure what to do. And I didn't want to keep guessing and keep chasing. It's so much content out here about what to do. So for every video that tells you to do one thing, there's 20 videos or 10 that tell you to do something opposite. So that part, could lead you down a rabbit hole. And I didn't want to go down. I didn't want to continue down the rabbit hole. So I didn't want to continue to keep guessing. I didn't want to continue to keep chasing creator advice. And I didn't want to second guess my entire plan every time a video didn't perform well. So I just really needed to step back and figure out, did I actually have a strategy, or was I just making content and hoping something would eventually work? And yeah, I did. I literally went to ChatGPT. I reached out to my AI chatbot, ChatGPT, and asked for help to break down my approach. And I just want to share some of the things that came. It's crazy. I was talking to AI, but it actually really helped me work through some things. And those are the things that I want to share, because if you're new to this process, you just don't know what you don't know. So there's things, even when people share things with you, or you read these, or you watch these videos, it doesn't register until you're at that point. Until you're at that point in your content creation, that light bulb moment, it just doesn't happen. So the first thing, though, that I realized is that before you can jump onto a platform and you just start posting random videos, you really need to pause and think about your goals. What are my goals? Like, actually write something down, have a direction. And I didn't do that. I did it. I started it like I did my other channel. I just started making videos and thinking, ooh, this is good content. I just need one video to go viral. And quickly I learned that one viral video does not equal instant Mr. Beast status. It just doesn't. You have to be invited into. It's just so much you don't know. But anyway, I don't want to get off too much. But so at the same time, though, I don't regret it. I don't regret it, because those early random videos, they really helped me get somewhat more comfortable on camera. And that's something people don't talk about enough, because sometimes you have a great idea, but you just don't feel like filming. You know what I mean? You're not in the mood. You don't feel like getting camera ready. The lighting's off, your energy's off, and you're in your head. You're in your head, and you're basically thinking you need a full production crew just to press record. So that brings me to the second lesson, that it doesn't have to be perfect. I know you want it to be perfect. If you're a perfectionist, you definitely want it to be perfect. But more than perfection, you want it to be authentic. But still, even with that being said, in the back of your mind, in the back of your head, you're saying, oh my God, this might be seen by like what, 3 people? I probably should look decent, right? So anyway, I decided to go ahead and work with AI to actually structure my content. So I set days for planning, days for recording, and days for editing. Like, I put a schedule together. Now, that was already hard to do when I was working full time. But even after I lost my job unexpectedly, I still realized something very important, that having more time does not automatically make you become more disciplined. So you still need to choose how you're going to use your time and when you're going to use your time to plan your content. That's a big deal. So, and then you waste time. Like I wasted so much time. So Sunday, I was finishing up on my AI as a study buddy video. So, the only piece that I had left was to do the actual recording. So I had did the script, the content, pulled my content together, worked with AI to put the suggestions together, had all of that done. So the only thing that I had to do was do my recording. So I sit down in front of this camera to record, and it's a long form content. So, long form content has to be, you want to use the horizontal. Well, for me, that's my choice. I use horizontal for the longer form content, but I recorded it as if it was going to be a short. So the work that I would have had to put in to correct it to make it work as a short was just as much as me going back in and re-recording the entire video. I had to go back and re-record that entire video. And then when I did it, there were still mistakes, but I said, you know what, this is, I'm not going back. They're just going to be mistakes. So I went ahead and posted it. And then after I reviewed it, after it went live, I'm like, oh my goodness, I made a mistake here. I made a mistake there, but that's okay. It's okay. So lesson learned, right? Just make sure before you hit record that you have the formatting that you want. If the format is wrong, then it can create extra work for you, and you don't want that. You don't want that, because again, we put a lot of time in a 30-second short, 5-minute long. I mean, you could put hours and hours of work in trying to get just that little piece done. So it's important. It can get frustrating. But again, once you learn the lessons, you've learned them, right? So now I know to check the camera setup before I start and not after I finish. And so then there's the emotional side of things, right? So you have those mistakes, you pull all this stuff together, you spend time picking your topic out, you're brainstorming, you're trying to build something that you genuinely think is good content. You're like, oh, that wasn't bad. And then you post the video, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait, and you're waiting for the views. That's what you're waiting for. You're waiting for somebody to click your video, watch it, and you get so excited. I get so excited. One view feels like 1 million to me at this point, really. So I'm not complaining about the number of views, because again, the lessons along the way, and you're learning. It's on the job training. You're learning things. So I'm not complaining. One view, or you may get 100 views, but you don't get any subscribers. But my biggest thing is getting the lesson out there, right? Getting people to see and learn something. That's my goal. So that's bigger to me. That's bigger than the subscription. But because you're on the YouTube platform, all of those other analytics are a big deal. If you're trying to get monetized, there's just things like monetization, and I really had to think about what course did I want to take, because if monetization is not my goal, then what is my goal? What is my goal? So, but anyway, so once you create this video, right, or this short, you post it, and it gets very little views. So then you go down this rabbit hole of trying to figure out, well, what did I do wrong? What can I do better? And so you start looking for answers, like, what should I do different? And then you watch one video and it tells you, oh, you need to do your thumbnails this way. Then you watch another video and it says, oh, no, you need to change these settings. So you go in and change the setting. You post another video, it does the same thing, right? So it's not the setting. Then you have someone say, oh, no, it's not this setting. You got to try this setting. Now, before you know it, on top of all of the hard work that you're putting in to get your content done, completed, you've gone down this rabbit hole of advice that really just leaves you more confused than when you started. So In the meantime, you've lost hours and time that you will never ever get back, or time that you could have used to improve, improve on your own, improve on your content. So, yeah, starting a YouTube channel, it can be frustrating. And it's basically, like I said, it's really like starting a new job where you don't know anything yet. The learning curve is real. You're going to mess up. We're going to mess up. We're going to waste time. And then we're going to realize that there are a lot more moving parts than we expected. It's a lot. It's a lot involved. But those growing pains are all part of it. You learn, you adjust, and we get better. That's the good thing. We get better. And the only way, though, that we're going to get better is we have to stay long enough to figure it out. So don't quit. It's so much easier to just quit or just be like, this for the birds. I don't have time for this. It's a humbling experience because you literally have to make people like you so that they can hear the message that you're delivering, right? And people, looks mean a lot. How you sound, how you present things, all of that stuff makes a big deal for the YouTube algorithm to push your content. So my advice is keep going. Do not stop. We keep pushing, keep pushing. The lesson is in the process, right? The lesson is in the journey. That's where the biggest lesson comes from. The subscribers and the views and the viral content, that's all added. That's all extra. And until next time.